Hi everyone, it's Rax. Path of Exile players are eagerly awaiting really anything. They said that the POE1 League is delayed. We haven't heard an update for the POE2 League. It's coming later. So Grinding Gear Games said that they would throw an event together for POE1 that's going to start very soon. And then they said they'd provide details for us, which we now have. And then there was additional clarification and more details given. So we're going to cover all of that in this video. And I think this event is going to be a lot of fun, even if you've never played POE1. And I think it's going to have a lot of things to explore and uncover. Really quick, let me cut to a sponsor of this video for something I think you're really going to like. Guys, while we are waiting for the POE1 event and the POE2 patch, there's a lovely RPG/ARPG just came out on Steam called Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery that I think you guys are going to absolutely love. It's got all the core components that we expect from these kinds of games. You level up, you get new awesome abilities, you get epic items, you go fight mega bosses in the end game. But it brings something new to the table that a lot of players have been yearning for: PvP. And I mean real PvP. And I mean brutal PvP. Because in some of the PvP modes, when you die, it's full gear drops. So you can run around in the world and get all your riches that way, or you can just go slaughter everybody and take all of their items, or maybe a mixture of both. It also has co-op. You don't just have to kill everybody. You can team up with your friends. You can trade, which obviously has some major advantages, as they always do in these games. But you don't have to. You can do the entire game solo as well. So they've thought of something for everybody. So Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery, I think you guys are going to love it. As you can see, just in plain English, this is not a shitty mobile game. I mean, the game looks beautiful. Out on Steam right now. The link is down below. And if you get it, tell me if you like it, because I think you guys are going to really enjoy this. All right, let's get into it and cover it as quickly as possible. So this new event is called Legacy of Phrasia. It's a new system for specializing in endgame content, replacing the existing Atlas passive skill tree. So Path of Exile is pretty widely considered to have the best endgame of any ARPG, and the main way that you build through it is with this Atlas passive skill tree. So the fact that they're going to replace this is crazy. And they said that it was like one of their throwaway ideas, but they're going to bring it to life so we can try it while we wait for the real updates to come through. So the basic idea is we're going to be collecting idols, and we're going to be placing the idols in these slots, kind of like charm slots in the Diablo 2 inventory, or like the idols literally in Last Epoch, in order to juice up our endgame maps, which we can kind of understand if you've played Path of Exile 2 only. So the magic idols are going to have 2 modifiers. Rares are going to have 4. Uniques are going to be like keystones, and they are tradable, but you cannot modify them. So what drops is what you get. So something with Abyss, something with Delirium, something with Breach, something with Einhar. Okay? And then here, one of the unique ones, harvests in your maps only have tier 1 plants, but they have a chance to upgrade the tier of the plants of different colors. So we're going to be looking for crazy synergistic combinations to throw into this UI, and that's going to be how we progress through. So one of the basic ideas here is for it to be less deterministic. So when you have an Atlas passive tree and you acquire the points, you can pick where you go through. Now you're at the mercy of what drops, and that may influence what you're going to be doing. So you could come up with a ton of different sets of these idols based upon the different mechanics that you have. In POE2, you have just a few mechanics like Delirium and Ritual and Breach. But in POE1, there's many, many more mechanics on ways that you can play the game. So, how much you get in total out of it is explained in the next thing. As we said, we got an upgrade, we got an update later on after this post. We'll just cover everything right now. But it is intended for you to be pushing the limits, pushing the boundaries, and discovering things that are going to be absolutely crazy. So yeah, so that they just go through here and they say, because it's experimental, they don't have all the layers of quality of life that you would normally expect. But they said that if it was really popular, then they would add more of these features, yada, yada, yada. Well, luckily, You know the old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease? Well, a lot of people complained and said that they were going to be very excited to actually try this and they would like the quality of life features. So we already have an update from Grinding Gear Games. So another thing attached to this new event, if you did not hear, so you know how I'm assuming my audience, at least most of you, have at least tried POE2. Some of you I know just could never get into POE1, so that's the way like I'm trying to explain this. So in POE2, you know how you start as a sorcerer and then you can ascend into either a Stormweaver or a Chronomancer. You go through that ascension process. Well, it's the same thing in Path of Exile 1, and they're replacing all of the ascendancies that they have with completely new ones. We've covered this in a previous video. That's why I'm kind of skimming over this. But they're having completely new ascendancies that you can try. For example, look at this node. Defenses from the body armor are doubled if you put no sockets in it. You get 60 all res from the helmet with no sockets, 30% life if you have gloves with no sockets. So it's like a kiss curse thing. You lose something to gain something massive, and a lot of these are going to be absolutely crazy. It's difficult to theorycraft in PoE1. It's way harder than Path of Exile 2 or Diablo 4. So it's going to be interesting to experiment with these, but I have a feeling there's going to be several people out there that come up with some super, super busted combinations. Some of these, there's even a fishing ascendancy for Hog while wielding a fishing pole. So it's going to be amazing. Anyway, some more details on it. When is the event? The event will be out when it's announced. Probably soon, I would guess, within a few weeks. How powerful the idols? What's the expected amount of juicing? They explain like the tiny details here, but they at the bottom say you could easily have more than 3 times the amount of different content or 3 times the power of a certain content. And they also said they expect there to be some broken interactions where people are going to farm, I don't know, 100 mirrors because Path of Exile players, some of the theory crafters are insane. They always find these combos. So something will be found. It'll be really exciting. I hope it's me, but maybe not. And either way, we'll be covering all the news on what is breaking everything. It'll probably be Fubgun. He always finds the godly stuff in the end game. How do the idols drop, and how often are we expected to find an idol? They're in the core drop pool. They completely scale with juicing, and there's a static drop for 50% from a final map boss. Remember, PoE 1's different from Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2, the end game maps finish when you've killed all elites and the boss, if there's a boss. In PoE 1, there's always a boss. So they don't want you to be at the whims of randomness, so you will start to acquire the idols right away. Is it replacing the Atlas tree? Only during this event. It was a throwaway idea, but I don't know. Let's see how it plays. Maybe it'll be amazing. It seems to be lacking the quality of life features. Given all the feedback for the week, are they going to improve this? They're going to add it to the event. So yes, everybody. Someone's calling me. Let's go ahead and mute that for now. Sorry about that. So everybody complained. So the squeaky wheel gets the grease. They just wanted to deliver an event quickly, but given the popularity and the feedback, they're going to develop these features currently, and they're going to implement things like a loadout system for the idols. So if you want to make a full loadout for Blight, and then a full loadout for Ultimatum, and a full loadout for whatever it is they're doing, at least we'll have a loadout system. I mean, I guess this is an opportunity for me to take a stab at why can these guys make a loadout system in a week and we don't get a loadout system? You don't know what. Never mind. Is there a meta system to the idol mechanic? Yes, there are lock slots, and you unlock them by going through your normal content. So you start with 20, you'll unlock up to 32 by playing. Are there rewards for participating in the event? People like rewards. Yes, if you get to 80, you get all 4 pieces of an armor set is the plan. So get to 80. Getting to 80 in PoE 1 is pretty easy. I think usually when you beat the campaign, I think a normal player is like 70. So you're already pretty much there if you beat the campaign. The next 10 levels are pretty obtainable in the endgame. Is the content being used as a testing grounds for future expansions for Path of Exile 2? No, it was the throwaway idea. Are there concerns that 1 month isn't long enough? Would you consider running this event or some deviation of it again, or extending it? They said they're completely open to anything. We'll just see how it goes, but They want to give people content to play. Atlas nodes close to the tree used to give you really good map sustain. Are you going to help us with map sustain with the idols? Yeah, there are implicits on the idols that give chance to drop maps. So even if you find any idol for the wrong thing, at least it'll give you more maps. Can you block stuff? Like Path of Exile 1 has so much endgame content that there are nodes there to block certain content so you never see it. That way you get a higher concentration, or you only see the stuff that you want to see. So yes, you'll find it in unique idols. You can block the stuff you don't want. Is it going to be in the Settlers League or some of the other leagues? It's in the Settlers League, which I believe is the boat league, right? That was a really good league, by the way. Given its Settlers League as the base, is the town upgrading, and the town upgrading is tiring? Can you make this more efficient? Yes, the earlier upgrades will be easier. Now there's new questions. Forbidden Flame and Flesh Jewels work with the Ascendancy classes. Okay, it's kind of like an advanced thing. Will the ongoing Necro Sellers event end with the new event? Yes. So that's everything as quickly as I can possibly rip through it. So one more time in summary. 1 month event, totally new Ascendancy classes, totally new ways to play the game, totally new endgame. You pick up idols, you put it in, you make different loadouts for the endgames activities you would like to do. And it lasts about a month, but they said people are having a lot of fun. They'll extend it, or they'll run more events, however the community responds. So I believe there was another comment made somewhere. I don't have it pulled up here, but I think this is important, where Grinding Gear Games kind of squashed the idea that Path of Exile 1 was not important to them. A lot of people said, and I believe this is like a fair statement. Oh, you said that you were never going to throw away POE1, but here you are already pulling resources and delaying things. And somewhere I saw that Grinding Gear Games squashed that, and they said POE1 is still very, very important to them. It will continue to get regular updates. You don't have to worry. It was just a misallocation of resources, or mismanaged, or understaffed, whatever you want to call it. So if you're a big POE1 fan like me, I'm a big POE1 fan. I don't think we have to worry. They're going to get back on track, and the regular updates are going to be there. Personally, to me, POE1 does not play like POE2. POE2 is a little bit easier, a little bit slower, a little bit more calculated. And POE1 is the really like zoom real fast, detonate everything, make a crazy character kind of thing. That's how I view it. So I actually like both. I'm glad that they feel kind of a different satisfaction there, because we really don't need POE1 again. POE1 already exists. So honestly, I think Grinding Gear Games is doing a pretty good job here. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, that's my as fast as possible overview of both posts from Grinding Gear Games, and I'll let you know when the league is starting and what build I'm going to try to go. And I'll try to make a build guide for you. If you've never played POE1, you want to get into the game, I would love for you to try it. Thank you.